Hear me?
Okay, stop scrolling for a second. We need to talk about the dark matter of the internet. I'm talking about the people who don't post. Culturally, we treat them like suspects, but I've been digging into the research, actual behavioral science, and it turns out we are the lab rats. They are the scientists. There is a concept in psychology called the spotlight effect. It's this cognitive bias where we think everyone is looking at us, judging us. The people who post constantly, they are paralyzed by the spotlight effect. But the people who don't post, they have scientifically immunized themselves against the modern world's biggest neurosis. Let's get technical. In the 1950s, a psychologist named Julian Rotter developed the concept of locus of control. There are two types. External locus of control. You rely on outside forces to validate your existence. That is the influencer. That is us. We post a photo. We wait. The like is the pellet in the Skinner box. B.F. Skinner proved this with pigeons. Variable rewards make the addiction stronger. We are literally pigeons pecking at a screen, hoping for a dopamine hit from a stranger in Ohio. Then you have the internal locus of control, the ghost. They wake up, they look in the mirror, and they validate themselves. They don't need the pellet. From a neurochemical standpoint, their dopamine baseline is stable. Ours? We are riding a roller coaster of cortisol and cheap validation. But here is where it gets dark. Let's talk philosophy. Let's talk about Michel Foucault. Foucault described a prison structure called the Panopticon. The prisoners can't see the guards, but they know they might be watched at any time. Because of this, the prisoners eventually start policing themselves. They perform good behavior, even when no one is looking. Social media is the digital panopticon. When you post your life, you are unconsciously performing it. You don't just eat the meal, you arrange it. You don't just laugh, you make sure the angle is flattering. You are the prisoner and the guard. The person who doesn't post? They have escaped the panopticon. They are the only ones living an authentic existence. They are being. We are appearing. And the data backs this up. Look at social comparison theory, proposed by Leon Festinger. Humans have a drive to evaluate themselves by comparing themselves to others. There is a fascinating inverse correlation, often cited in relationship studies. The more a couple posts about how happy they are, the more likely they are masking relationship insecurity. It's called relationship visibility. High visibility often equals high insecurity. Apply that to life. The relentless poster is shouting, "I exist, I am happy, look at me." Why? Because they are trying to convince themselves. The ghost isn't posting because of a concept called signaling. In biology, you only signal when you need to prove fitness. If you are truly dominant, truly secure, or truly wealthy, you don't need to scream it. So, let's stop calling the non-posters weird. Let's stop calling them suspicious. In a world of dopamine addicts, attention seekers, and digital performers, the person who observes but does not participate is the closest thing we have to Nietzsche's Übermensch, the Superman, the one who creates their own values. Here is my challenge to you. It's a scientific experiment. Go ghost for 7 days. No stories, no posts, no lurking. See what happens to your brain when you stop performing for the panopticon. You might find out that the only like that actually matters is your own. Class dismissed.
Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See ya!